This is Amy Rose, watching Tyrone's channel.
Before we start the video, I just want to give a big thanks to Cindy Robinson. Cindy Robinson is the voice of Amy Rose in the Sonic series, and she's also the voice of Makoto in the Blaze Blue video games. If you don't know the Blaze Blue video games, I would definitely give them a check. They are really great video games, and actually Makoto is a character I main in Blaze Blue Continuum Shift when I was playing it for quite some time. So it was a really great honor for her to give my channel a shout out. She actually had a panel at Anime STL the previous weekend, and I went to that panel and auditioned, and when I auditioned, she said I did a really good job, and as a reward, she decided to give me a shout out on my channel. So real big thank you to Cindy Robinson. She is such a great person. But with that said, I think this is also a good way to segue into the discussion video, because I think it's really odd coincidence that she gave me that shout out around the same time that Sonic Forces had launched its big, huge seller for its game. So, with that said, hello everybody, Tyrone the God 3 here. Sonic, the Sonic series, I don't think I've talked about the Sonic series on my channel ever since, say, Sonic Lost World, and that was before the game came out, when it was introduced in E3, and my opinions of it were very optimistic, and when I got the game, it was okay, like a C average at best. Don't get me wrong, there's some aspects about the game that I really love, but there was some that just made me want to rip my hair out and scream at the TV, cussing all types of words that just came up into my head. Like, for example, when I had to do the rail grinding section towards the final section of the game, and if you get hit once, you die. So other than that, the game was alright. And then through previous games, I've been with Sonic through the good and the bad. I was with him in Sonic Colors, one of the best Sonic games on Earth, and Sonic CD, a game I love personally, and I was with him during the bad games, like Sonic the Hedgehog 1, which, yes, I say that Sonic the Hedgehog 1 to me is a bad game. I know everyone in the world's going to attack me for saying such a thing, but I'm sorry, the underwater level in that game exists, so I gotta say it. And don't get me wrong, yeah, that's an opinion for a whole nother video I gotta make. I don't hate the Sonic series by any means because of that game. I just think that was a weird game to start off on. But the rest of the games I do love. I love Sonic 2. And I know there's some bad games out there, like Sonic Secret Rings is debatably not that good. And Unleash, half of it isn't that great. But yeah, I've stuck with Sonic through the good and the bad. And everyone knows of the infamous 06 game where Sonic locks lips with the wannabe Princess Peach. So, I've been through Sonic, through all of them, and, you know, I usually end up buying the new Sonic game, whether I want to get it or not. It somehow winds up in my collection of games. I don't think there's a Sonic game I haven't played, with the exception of Rush Adventure, and the only reason I haven't played that is because I can't freaking find it. And I haven't been that too optimistic about looking. But regardless, the real reason is because I can't find it. I can find Rush because I love that game. That game's awesome. It's fun. It plays exactly like what would be considered Sonic 4. Yeah, the real Sonic 4, not the Sonic 4 that we got that's an utter disappointment because it's not original and it's just, it's just not good. And it left us short. But regardless, getting into the meat of this topic, Sonic Forces. That's what leads us here today. For a long time after Sonic Lost World, we didn't really receive any Sonic games, and then we got hit with this huge news boomer of 2 Sonic games. I mean, yeah, we got Sonic Boom, but I usually count that as a different type of series within the Sonic, because it was mostly the TV show, which is still running and is pretty good. And that was the main seller for those games. That was more or less, Sonic as a whole is a video game franchise, but those 2 games were more or less games based off of a television series that didn't come out yet. So it was a game based on a TV show based on a game. Yeah, I know, it's kind of weird. But regardless, until then, we haven't received a game that had anything to do with Sonic, like the Sonic Team Sonic, not Big Red Button, Sonic Team. And that's where Sonic Forces comes in. And to be honest, I wasn't really hyped for this game, mostly for 2 reasons. One, when Sonic Forces was shown to us via a trailer. It was Sonic running through a place that looked a lot like Crisis City meets Spagonia. Sonic was running through that area, and then all of a sudden things got weird when classic Sonic showed up. And I think my friend DJ said it the best. He's literally said everything was going great until classic Sonic showed up. Because immediately everybody pointed their eyes to Sonic Generations and then pointed their eyes to a possible sequel. While they try to stress that this isn't a sequel, there's no way you can walk around it. It felt like a sequel. It felt like a sequel. Everything about it. It's like classic Sonic's there, and thus Sonic Generations 2 is the name that it's going to be given, whether it wants the name or not. Because you got classic Sonic, you got modern Sonic. I thought this was going to end in Sonic Generations. And Sonic Generations to me was a good game, but it was also a attempt to play it safe. So at that point, I wasn't really hyped for it. And then the other reason I wasn't really hyped for it was because classic Sonic was actually having his own game in the form of Sonic Mania. And don't get me wrong, I don't want to be labeled as a nostalgia whore and be like, oh, this is a classic Sonic, they're finally getting back to the... Like, no, not at all. Like, the fact that it has 16-bit graphics, like the classic Sonic games, or at least it's not really 16-bit, but it's supposed to give off the illusion of 16-bit. The fact that it looks like Sonic's 1 through 3K, and the fact that it, plays like them and has the same physics as them and, generally has the overall appearance of it, isn't what got me. What got me is not just the retro feel, but also the fact that Sonic Mania looks like it's a game that's not trying too hard to be something it's not. There isn't no weird gimmick behind it. There isn't no, alternate thing. There isn't an abundance of characters that you have to play as. And there isn't a shortage of characters where you only play as Sonic. This game is just a Sonic game. It's, hey, you play as Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. They all play the exact same way with subtle differences like Knuckles being able to climb walls, and Tails being able to fly, and Sonic being able to do the drop dash. So yeah, they all three had their own differences. It's just, that's what it was. It was a Sonic game. It felt genuine. It felt like a real Sonic 4. Like they should have just called this Real Sonic 4. Or something, or Sonic, the actual 4. So I wasn't really, hyped for Forces. We didn't even get a name for it yet. It was just called Project Sonic 17 or something. So I didn't really know what to feel about it, to be perfectly honest. And then days passed and they started showing us more gameplay footage, and then finally they showed us classic Sonic in the Green Hill Zone, which at that point I got really mad because I was like, this is Generations 2. What the hell? You keep saying it's not Generations 2. It is Generations 2. Like, it looks just like it. It's got everything. What, the grass looks better. So yay, I guess. But that's what made me upset. Even down to the point, and I get really technical with Sonic games because physics is everything. So when I saw classic Sonic controlling just like he did in Generations, I was really ready to just bust the gasket. Because at that point, that means they didn't learn anything. They didn't fix any goddamn physics. Sonic still unwinds when he's in ball form, which is dumb. Momentum wasn't taken into account. I can't go down a hill, press down, and then keep rolling down the hill faster, and faster, like a ball works. So it felt like they didn't really learn anything. It just felt, So there was nothing appealing to me. Now it's time for the real big thing that you all want me to talk about. The fact that you can make your own character in Sonic Forces. Still not hyped for it. I hate to be that kind of person. I never was really in the mindset to create my own Sonic character. I mean, yeah, it's a mindset that everyone has in their head once every now and then. But in my mind, I can never think of a character that could match that of Sonic, because Sonic was already a colorful enough character to me to really justify his own existence. I really never imagined, what if I made another character that was like Sonic? But because the way Sonic is drawn, the way he is, the way he looks, and even his comrade character friends, they all have a simplistic yet complex character design to all of them, to the point where I didn't feel like I needed to create a character. Like, these characters were already pretty well established. I never in my mind thought that I would have to make a Sonic character, because I just never thought of the possibility of a Sonic character. Sonic characters are usually based off woodland characters, with the exception of Team Chaotix, and I just couldn't think of a woodland character in my head that would match it. And when I try to make a fan character, I try my best to make them as relatable to actual characters within the franchise without making them too much of a carbon copy. For example, there's some people on DeviantArt that would make a Sonic character who's exactly like Sonic, only he just has a palette swap. So instead of being blue, he's purple, and then he's like, oh, it's Conix. Sonic spelled backwards. It's totally an original character, do not steal. And I'm just like, that's not a Sonic character. Just making a character that looks like Sonic but can still do the same shit as Sonic doesn't equal Sonic character to me. Like, a Sonic character to me has to have a touch of originality, but not be too complex to the point where he's just out there, which actually kind of reflects the games if you stop to think about it. The good Sonic games, at least, have characters who play like Sonic, but still have quirks that make them different than Sonic. So essentially you're not using the same character, but you're still using a different character. And see, like, there's a formula to it. So when you get to create your own character here, I don't know really what to think. I'll try to have fun with it in the best way that I can when I get the game, but there's nothing I could really, it's for a series like this, character customization isn't what I asked for. It's nice. It's a nice feature. A really nice feature. I'm not downing it, but it's not like Xenoverse. It's not like Dragon Ball Xenoverse, where the whole appeal is that you get to create your own Z-Warrior, because Z-Warriors are essentially like us. They're just like you and me. They're just super powered. They are able to shoot beams out of their hands and go super fast and things like that. But we're still, at our core, we're still people. And that's much like what the characters in Dragon Ball Z are. They're still people. Sonic is based off of anthropomorphic woodland-like creatures, so there's a bit more of an odd bend of reality about it. So I've never really tried to stop and think about, oh, what if I was a Sonic character? Like, I was never really a thing that popped up in my head at one point. I'm sure there's tons of people, like people I know, there's like furries, which tons of respect to you guys, or people on DeviantArt who love making anthropomorphic animal, critters that can, do the cool shit that Sonic can do. But never in my mind that I think there was a cooler character than Sonic or Shadow, so I never tried to out-cool them or anything. Like, I never thought of it. So for some people, this may be a selling point, and I think it is nice. It's nice. Also, especially when you consider the fact that you'll be playing like Sonic. You'll be playing within the classic. You'll be playing in the Unleashed formula and the Sonic Colors formula and things like that, not Lost World, where they were trying something new and it just didn't work out. So you're actually playing in a familiar territory. If you played Unleashed Colors or Generations, then you're in a familiar territory. But if you're looking to do something more than what the game's already offering, then I'm guessing, like, the making the character thing is the only selling point right now. And does that help Sonic Forces as a game? I mean, if it's still using levels from freaking Sonic 1, Green Hill Zone included, and Crisis City or whatever this is supposed to be, as it's like levels, if the appeal is, oh, you can make your own character, but you still have to play within these levels that are the same as other Sonic game levels, then it's not gonna do that great to me personally, because it's like, oh, well, I guess this is another game where we don't get to play original levels. We have to play levels from previous games because we need to harp into the past. I don't know. It's just, all I got to say for Forces is, I'm gonna get it. It's just better deliver. Like, making your own character is a fun aspect, but that can't be its only selling point. Like, it just can't be. Like, I really hope that's not its only selling point. I think it'd be cool, like, if you could make like 3 different types of character. One's a flying type, one's a power type, one's a speed type. Or from what I see here, you got like grappling, so you can actually grapple onto other areas, kind of like Spider-Man, where you sling to different places. So yeah, there could be some potential in this, especially considering the fact where in the past, for a long amount of time, we've had this bad habit of just using Sonic. I mean, hell, at Sonic Unleashed, we could only play as Sonic or his werehog form, which is supposed to be, I guess, an excuse for us not being able to use more than one character. And then in Sonic Colors, you could only play as Sonic, again, with the Wisp abilities this time, which, good game, but I wouldn't have mind if you could play as like Knuckles and Tails and just have them play similarly. I mean, hell, even the Wisp show off that there should be an option to do that, because the Wisp control like what they would control like potentially if you could control other characters. And then in Sonic Generations, you can only play as Sonic again, but you can only play as him in Modern or Classic. So you got this whole cast of characters and you can't even use them. And I'm not saying unleash all the characters at once like 06 did, or even Heroes for that matter. I'm saying just, make them control the same, just bring out only a few of them. Like right now, this picture right now that I'm showing up of just Sonic, Amy, Charmy, Knuckles, and SPO, that's a nice roster. Just keep it simple. Or like Sonic Rivals, where you only have a certain amount. Don't unleash all of them at once. I guess that's what the remedy of this situation would be. So yeah, just don't unleash a load of them. But I guess if the appeal is you can create your own character, then technically you can have a large amount of characters. And one of the things I do have to say is that they better have a Easter egg where you get to create characters like the squirrel that's in Sonic Triple Threat, or the armadillo, that mighty the armadillo. I just saying, those should be like good, or Fang the sniper. But with that said, I think I've complained long enough. I think you've all heard me complain long enough. What do you guys think of Sonic Forces? Honestly, I'm looking more forward to Sonic Mania. Looks like it's going to be a real fun time. Like, it looks like it's just going to be a generally fun time. Sonic CD is my favorite Sonic game, personally, right up there with Sonic Colors. Like, Sonic CD is my favorite 2D game, and Sonic Colors is my favorite 3D Sonic game. But the Sonic Mania is looking like it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm looking more forward to that. But I am going to give Sonic Forces a check out, see how it goes. Hopefully character customization isn't the only selling point Sonic's got. I hope there's more to it. I hope they've actually worked on the physics more, and I hope there was just a beta or something, to show us before the actual game comes out. So, with that said, I'll see you all then, everybody. Tyrone the God 3, out.